come to you another Wednesday night, ready to give you another entertaining show. Welcome to the Inner Circle Podcast. I am your host, Charlie, with my best girlfriend, Melody. How are you?
I'm okay. I
Consent-
was the applause. Um, I'm okay. Getting better. You know, they got me, gal. They got me.
Come on, Ginger Minch.
I after not being sick for over like a year and a half, finally I got sick. And I don't want to blame Madonna and the Queens, but I got COVID. Yeah. But I'm past the hump because I was down bad this weekend. Like,
But I was at that show too, and I'm like,
and you were fine. So maybe
and
it
I'm
wasn't
fine.
even COVID. Maybe it was the Ubers that I was riding in or something. I don't know.
Or work, your work
Or
stuff,
work,
maybe.
those nasty ass trolls that came to my showroom, probably. But yeah, I can't believe it. So
You're feeling better now. You're with us
I'm
here,
feeling
showing
better.
up. No call out.
I have cabin fever. I've been in my house for like over a week and a half. So, but
What is
yeah.
the first thing you're gonna do when you leave your house?
First of all, I hate soup, and that's all I've been eating. I cannot wait to. I'm gonna eat a box of pizza myself. I'm gonna skip to Domino's and do the carry out special that they have.
Well, listen, we have we're coming to you on another Wednesday night, like I said, ready to entertain. And today's show is it's another good one. We have special guests. We always love when we have special guests, and we're excited about this one because we're gonna get into so many things. I think this guy's pretty cool. We've been following him on social media. He is editor in chief of Snub Magazine, and he is hanging with us today. Welcome to the show, Levar Ramzie Kemp. Hello.
What's up,
How
everybody?
are you?
Round for applause.
Welcome to the inner circle. How are you, man? You're coming to us from DC. I thought you was in Atlanta, but you're a DC guy. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm in DC. Don't say I'm a DC guy.
Okay, yeah. Let's go back to
See? Don't claim.
All right.
We
I
don't
reside
take
in
it.
DC. No, I'm doing good. How are you guys tonight?
I'm good. I'm good. We're good. Now, listen, I know I did an intro, but I did a soft intro because there's something I like that you do on your show, and I'm going to let you do it. I want you, yes, I want you to sell yourself and introduce yourself and everything you do because you do a lot of great things, and I think you're dope, and I wanted you on the show. LeVar Ramsey, what should we call you? Which one do you prefer?
The tables have turned tonight. So, what's up, everybody? My name is Levar, aka Ramsey. I'm the editor in chief of Snub Magazine. And I'm just a regular guy, a regular Southern boy. And yeah, that's how I like people to know me as. I like them to get to know who I am before I tell them my background. So yeah, just think of me regular.
That's awesome. Like you said, you're the editor in chief of Snub Magazine. You also do the sit down with Snub Magazine, which is your podcast, your show as well. You're into the arts, basically, from what I gather from your social media and what you share. Like, what got you into the world of the arts and entertainment and pop
Media.
culture, media?
So actually, it's funny how it began. I started when I was 16. I was in. I saw posters, and I was into like pop culture since I was little. Anyway, like music, the arts. My mom always had us in everything. Like I can start going back before 16. She would. I'm a church kid too, so I put that out there too. But she would basically have us in church. So it would be wake up in the morning, go to school. After school, it would be either you in a chorus or you in orchestra or band. Then after that, you were playing sports, and then after that, you was in church. So she was just trying to, I don't know if she was trying to make us into like a powerhouse or something. I don't know what she was trying to do. I don't know if she thought we were the Jacksons and that house. I don't know what she thought we were doing, but it just pushed us to be like very determined individuals. Like it motivated us to build us to where we were. So I remember being 16 and someone came up to me, this photographer, and was like, "Hey, I want to shoot you." And I was like, I don't know if you guys remember where like when you walked in the mall and they would
Yeah.
have like those little model things in the middle, And so my mom always tell me like, don't do those
Come
things.
on, Barbizon.
Those are scams. Like, don't be doing that. Like, they want you to pay for it, and if they
Yep.
want you to
I
model,
remember those.
they're gonna grab you and da da da. So I was like, all right. So when the person approached me, I was like, they approached me. I didn't pay nothing. Da da da. So she was like, all right, go ahead and do it. So I went and did my first photo shoot, and it was horrible. It was a complete. The pictures, they were bad. I'm gonna be honest with you, they were bad. It was just like I kept the same face all the way through, and so like if you would flip it, everything, it would be the same face in different outfits. That's all it would be. And that was the first time I was disappointed because the photographer told me I was trash. And like 16, he was very heavy. I still remember him. I tell him this to this day, and he laughs about it because he doesn't think I remember this. And we're cool now. But yeah, that's when it started. And then after that, it ended up me doing another shoot that played back in my head. And I'm an Aries, so I'm very like, okay, you tell me no about something or I did trash, like I'm coming for revenge now. And then
Ooh,
after that,
competitive.
yeah. So after that, I ran with it, and I just started getting booked. I was in magazines. I remember seeing in certain ads, and it was just going from there. It just began to take off from there. Did some stuff for BET, then went to VH1 for a little bit, and it's just like the art's just always been embedded in me. I just put it that way. But there's so many things that made me who I am at the start of it. And so I have to thank my parents for that, because if it wasn't for them to push me as hard as they did, I don't think that in this day and age, with social media is and how people can be in the comments and how hard they can go, I don't think I'd be able to withstand this entertainment world right now. So yeah.
When did
Listen,
you when did you start your magazine and snubbed? And like, did you? Because I grew up loving magazines. I actually wanted to be a beauty editor, like
Okay.
growing up, and then I was like, Condé Nast is never gonna hire me, so let me do something else. But I always had the subscription of like not Teen Vogue, Cosmopolitan,
Right.
and Nylon, and all those. But how did you like? Did you like read magazines growing up?
So the magazine world, actually, to be truthful with you, I didn't get into the magazine world till 2012.
Hmm.
And so I was introduced to actually real random. One of my friends was like, "Hey, I want you to come to this event, this runway show." At that time, we had just finished taping Sunday's Best in New Orleans, and I was working behind the scenes. I was doing a lot of behind the scenes work because I like being in the front of camera, but I just like the way stuff can be. I don't want to say manipulated, but the way you can just create a scene out of anything. You know what I'm saying? Like that has always caught my attention. And so I was doing a lot of behind the scenes work. So I ended up going to a fashion show in Atlanta, and there was an editor in chief there. And I was just back. They asked me, there was something that happened backstage with one of the models, and I understood like what was going on, and that instinct kicked in to like help them out, like whatever you can do, just kick in. So I just was back there like getting them dressed, like let's go, come on, y'all, like. And but it wasn't in me that I was working with them. I was just back there like just trying to help out, and he saw that. He was like, "Hey, like, can we speak like later on in the week if you're still in Atlanta?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." So I ended up going to a meeting, and we just talked a little. And he was like, "Hey, like, I want to bring you on as the executive editor, like, because the way you're doing things is like just you have the eye for it. Like, you're good with what you're doing with it." And I was like, "Okay." And then after that, uh, I stayed with them for a little bit. We parted ways, and then I left the industry. To be honest with you, I left the industry. I was tired of it. There's, like I said, there could be a lot of pain behind the scenes in the industry
Hmm.
and backbiting and hard times. And I was like, I don't want it no more. Like, I'm good. Like, I did my part. I'm good. I just want to have a regular life and I'll be happy. That was it. And friends, PRs that I worked with before was like, "Yo, what's going on with you? Where you at? Like, what's up? We going here? That you ain't go?" I was like, "No, I'll stay in my house, watch my TV, and I'll be a okay." And they got on me. They dug in me, um,
Hmm.
and they asked me to bring out my own publication. And I was like, nobody's gonna do it. Like, I'm not gonna have no hit covers. I'm not gonna have this. Like, I was just playing like all the stuff that was playing back from so many years. There's a lot of trauma that happened. And one day I just woke up and I was like, you know what? Yeah, let's do this. And then in 2019, Snub was born, and we're here 5 years later. And we came out at the end of the 2019. So 2020
Which
was
was yeah.
so it was like, what's going on? Like, what? This is not it for me. If this just happened, this just proves I'm out. Like, but no, yeah, it started in 2019, and that's how I came into the publication world. But I love like Jet magazine,
Yeah,
Ebony, Essence.
I love
Like,
Essence.
yeah, like the way they were and how they build their festivals and how live it is. Like, yeah, so that's what drew me to it at the end, to come back to it.
I love Essence. I grew up reading it because I felt seen reading Essence. Is your publication digital and print or just digital?
So right now we're digital. We're gonna be going to print, just because, to be honest with you, being a person of color, being black, there's a lot of stuff that comes into effect, and you have to. The way we put together our media kits, and we have to sit down with distributors and stuff like that. It's a lot of work and it's a lot of money behind the scenes. So we're gonna get there, but right now I told everybody I don't want to just force it, because we can go print, but I don't want to be one of those one-hit wonders, and then we just disappear from everybody.
Awesome.
Listen, we're getting to know the man, but we're gonna get to know him in a more fun way. Because Melanie, you have your special game of this or that.
All right, I'm gonna ask you random questions about yourself, and you just tell me what's your preference.
Okay.
Talk or text?
Oh. Okay, I'll be honest about this. I'm gonna have to say two sides to that real quick. And so I like to text, but if we're dating, pick up the phone. Like,
Yes.
and be consistent. Like, don't just sit there and text me, and then I see you on social media, and then I don't talk to you for 2 days later, and you talk about you like me. No, you don't. No, you don't.
I'm not a priority.
Exactly.
Okay. Night out or dinner in? Like dinner indoors?
I like dinner in.
Okay. We're not a club bunch.
I did the club too early. I think that's what it was.
That's fine because there's not really clubs out there anyway. Like
no, not like how we used to party. No.
Bad haircut or bad dye job?
I'm about to say bad haircut.
I would say dye job because you could dye it in a couple of days. Haircut, you gotta wait for it to grow.
But depending how your hair grows too.
Exactly. If they mess up my line, I'm okay. Wait. So with that part, are we saying would I pick that one? Like, I would rather have a bad haircut than a bad hair dye. Right. Oh, never mind. Take that back. A dye.
Yeah. Exactly. Big spoon or little spoon?
I like both. It depends on my feeling.
Aww.
Like, if I'm watching TV, like if I
she said, "Aw."
Come on, first. Wine or beer?
Wine.
Winning the lottery or finding your soulmate?
Ooh, that was.
I gotta be hard hitting questions.
I know people would go for the money, but I'm a hopeless romantic, so I would probably say soulmate. Honestly.
That's so refreshing to hear from an Aries, because y'all be playing games. Glass half full or half empty?
To me, whenever that question gets answered to me, I say it's the same.
Like, how do you your perspective? I try to see the glass half full.
If we're going off like potential, then I'll say half full.
Okay.
Yeah.
Boxers or briefs?
I don't like boxers.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't feel grown.
That's a good. All right, we'll end it right there. Going back
All
to
right.
this number, I don't feel grown. That's the first year with that. Wow. Throws out all my boxes. Okay, I'm just kidding. I don't even have that many boxes. I do admit I had the Savage Fenty, the Rihanna ones, but just for home.
Yeah, but
I'm
those
more
are
of a
still
boxer
like
race,
grown. Yeah, those are still like I think Rihanna just made it like a sexy grown feel when she created these lines. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
maybe that
they're
don't
not
count.
Fruit of a Loom.
Oh yeah, nah.
No, not no Fruit of a Loop. No, not those, but only Savage Fenty boxes I have. But I'm more of a boxer brief guy. So, but anyways, back to Snub Magazine. So 2019, and you said it, and it hit a nerve there when you said end of 2019 because we know what came in 2020, just months into the year. How did you? For me, that's the year we started the podcast, 2020, during the pandemic. I think for me, going through a pandemic, it finally pushed me out of my comfort zone and from that fear of what will people say or this or that. And I love also going back to what you said about your parents, especially your mom. Shout out to your moms for that because pushing you and nurturing your talent because I've always said that I wish with my mom it was more of that. You know what I'm saying? And I think all parents out there and the day I become a dad, that's the parent I want to be. Nurture your child's passion, whatever that is, and support them because it really does help. So shout out. I love hearing that. For you, 2020, how did you stay motivated? Like you launched your baby in late of 2019, then the pandemic happens. Like, how did you navigate through that, especially that first year?
So what's crazy is for some reason I like to call it like it was just inside of me. In 2019, we shot 4 covers ahead in November,
Oh, okay.
and
Nice.
then January. Actually, this one and this one. That was a 24-hour shoot that we did in January. That was before, literally a couple of weeks before the pandemic hit. So we were already stacked and didn't even know it. And that's what made me at that moment. I had to realize that this was for us because we were already prepared and not even knowing we were prepared. Um, and it was just a gut feeling because for some reason, when this happened, my team was like, we're really about to do this 24-hour shoot. We shot him first. We ran to the next location and shot the other cover. And it was like, and none of us were tired. We were just going and going and going. And the energy was so refreshing that when COVID hit, I just, at that moment, I knew like, we're going to be okay. Like, we're going to be good. And from there, we just kept it alive and then going. That's how the sit down was actually born from there because we could no longer go to shoots anymore. We had some major ones, and I pray to this day that they can happen. We had 2 big major names that were coming, and we couldn't do the shoot because of COVID. Everybody, we at that time it was you couldn't even be around each other. So we were stuck there. But yeah, we were just blessed to have already 5 covers in the vault being already starting. So November 2019, we dropped the first cover, and then from there it just kept on going.
What has been your favorite on the sit down? You've interviewed a lot of great people from Angie Stone, Jay Holiday, Tito Jackson. Um, what has been the most nerve wracking interview you've had to date?
A Jackson.
Tito Jackson.
A Jackson.
Oh,
We,
okay. Oh, I thought
yeah,
he was going to
Tito
be like a
Jackson. Yeah,
I
Tito
didn't
Jackson.
know you interviewed
Tito
him.
Jackson. Yeah. Tito Jackson. That was. I think it was,
Royalty.
yeah, that was like I remember watching the Jackson 5 movie, and just hearing their story and certain things, especially with him and how they were being close to Michael and Janet, and then just knowing who he was, and it was just like I'm sitting right now. I remember the whole background how it was happening. I was in the house walking around like trying to because I've never said this actually. When I got the phone call that I was going to be interviewing him, um, I was like, okay, this is a joke. Like, I'm not about to do this. Like, we know that. Like, I've interviewed different celebrities and stuff like that, but ain't no Jackson gonna come. Like, whatever. Okay, if it does happen, he's gonna cancel. And I remember we were counting down. They're like, "You ready?" I'm like, "Yeah." So there's like Tito's about to jump on. Da da da. I was like, "Okay, cool, let's do this." And as soon as his face popped up on the screen, I was like,
Oh,
all right, get in the character. All right, let's go. Like, and then after that, like once I got done and the lights were off and everything, like I just remember like I ain't gonna lie, like I started sobbing because that was somebody that was the Jackson Five was people that I remember me and my sister looking up to, and I have a little brother too, but me and her mostly, just we would watch that movie over and over again and just laugh and cry. Like it was so many emotions that were caught up. So actually to meet him and I didn't get to see Michael. I was actually supposed to go to that tour, and then he passed away. And then Janet's tour got canceled, and I was supposed to go to that. So to see that, I was like, all right, this is something's up. So yeah, I think Tito was probably the one. And then when he said my name at the end of the interview, like I have a part that I have on my Instagram. He was like, "Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Kemp." And I stopped and looked because my name wasn't on the screen. So I was like, he knows me. Like it was like he knows. Like it just
Yeah.
All acknowledgement.
yeah. Whenever like
That's
big
beautiful.
legendary artists do stuff like that to me, like whether or not I if I take pictures with them, that's all good. But it's just the thing of somebody actually recognizing you by your name of what you've been given. So yeah.
Now, I know you said I asked you most nerve wracking guest. Would you say he's also your favorite guest out of everyone you sat down with?
Mm. He's part of the favorite. Yes.
What other one would you mention besides him?
Jasmine Guy. The one
Yes,
I
I see it. Just your most recent one. Yes.
That
Tell us about that.
That was also another. I guess like when you meet people that you grew up with, that's what I get hype about. There's one person I would love to in the future, maybe one day. I don't know. It's a female rapper.
Speak it into existence.
Yeah, manifested.
Oh, there was several times we ran it like we were literally we were literally feet away, but we didn't even know it. And I was upset because I never got to shoot that shot at that moment because I didn't know. But no, I think Jasmine Guy and I would say Angie Stone. She was.
I love Angie Stone. When you said Angie Stone, I was like, oh.
Yeah, she's a beautiful individual. Like the way and I hope she one day get to tell her story. That she went through some stuff, and I don't think she gets enough credit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, her and Jasmine Guy are females in this industry. I don't think got enough credit. Even to see her just now winning her first Emmy, Jasmine Guy, that was shocking to me because Different World changed my life because that's how I ended up at Howard because of A Different World. So
yeah.
You know that? Do you know that show, Melanie, A Different World?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I remember A Different World growing up too. Especially, especially Lisa Bonet. I love Lisa Bonet. A huge crush on Lisa Bonet since I was a little kid. But yeah, although she only did season 1, but yeah, I see the Jasmine Guy interview. I was like, when you posted it, I seen it. I was like, literally excited because again, I grew up. I'm like, oh my god, that's Jasmine Guy. That's like Whitney. Like, and I just always loved her character. So I don't know what was it about me loving prissy characters. Her, Hillary on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah,
I love the prissy characters. Now, back to you creative. Like again, you got into this because someone seen that you had the eye and everything for that. For creating and directing. How do you keep yourself motivated? Because like you said, you gave up at some point, and it could be very dissatisfying or just like in a world of social media where everything's in our face, you could fall into that pit of comparing yourself to other people and just giving up. So how do you stay out of that funk? Like what keeps you in that creative mode of continue creating? What motivates you?
My space. I had to learn how to build my space to make me feel at home. Because you move around so much, you travel so much, you meet so many different people, and not a lot of people know you got to protect your energy. There's a lot of people out there and it becomes a lot on you because you want to have all these friends and you want to have all these people around you. But when you start seeing them suck everything out of you, and then when you're by yourself, and you're left alone in a room and you're breaking down and nobody wants to pick up the phone and say, hey, are you okay? Are you all right? But when we post stuff on social media, it's like, oh, that's my best friend. Da, 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 da. But so, yeah, so what keeps me here is just like when I'm home. Give me a movie, give me a blanket, give me a good show, and I'm in my mode, you know.
You're really a homebody. And
I'm
speaking of,
Yeah, I'm very much a homebody. When I come, like, I don't. My friends will tell you one night we were out for literally 10 minutes, and I'm like, I'm ready to go home. Like
It'd be like that. I'd
I
be
can't
just
do this
like
she's,
that.
anymore.
she's a homebody too. She's really a homebody as well.
The reason that I'm a homebody is as I've gotten older, I realized like time with myself, listening to my own thoughts and feelings and stuff. I've realized like that's the most tranquil I've ever felt in my
Hmm.
life. And also, a person like me who works in hospitality and constantly is surrounded by people and having to like socialize and network and such, I value my alone time so much. And
Yeah,
not even just being alone, I could be with someone in the same space, but as long as they respect my boundaries where I can like recharge,
yeah,
then that's what I need. And I think especially when you're working with in an environment, especially in publication and stuff, you need to be able to like get your energy and get your thoughts aligned, because then you're going to be wiped out and then you're going to have brain farts. That's how it
yeah.
happens.
And I know for me, there was twice that I've actually been in the hospital because of that. I didn't have time with myself. You're stressed out.
With
Um,
exhaustion.
well, yeah, like sometimes you don't even know if you're eating. Like you could just be moving around so much and doing so much. I've had my appendix rupture. I had a lot of people. I had Bell's palsy, so half of my face stopped working for a second. They had to do the steroids and get me to, get the nerves back working. But it was just a lot. It's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that a lot of people don't know. It's stressful on your body. You want see
Yeah.
people all the time be like, I want that life. I want that life. It's like, you sure you want that life? Like, it's a lot. But that's what I said. Being home, and that's when I honestly learned to be at home and be okay with it. When I got
Mhm.
sat down, when the higher power sat me down and was like, "Hey, let's go, get it, like
It be
relax.
like that.
It's okay to relax." But going back to your statement about the club, though, it's also not the same no more. I don't want to see people
It sure the
standing.
hell ain't.
Why are we
Mm.
standing? Why are we standing in here? I can stand in my house and put on my favorite songs. Like,
Exactly. I don't, and then the DJ will play some music that you don't even like the top 10. I don't want to hear that. I want to hear things from back in my day. But
right?
also, I feel like everything now is like kind of like a money grab in the sense where you'll go to a club and the only way that you'll be seated in like the best section or even be around people, you have to like spend lots of money, not to be cheap or anything, but like I live for experiences. I want to make memories. I don't want to just be sitting there posting on my social media like, look at me
For the
drinking
gram,
for the
yeah.
gram, like for the moment. That's not what I like.
Yeah.
Now
So
I know you said give a good show, and for following you on social media, I see, and we have this alike. Let's manifest it, both of us on the same show, this particular show, The Traders. I see you're a fan and you're into it.
I just got into it
Yes.
too.
She just got into it. I've been begging her to watch season 2.
So yeah, I'm praying on another thing too. So we're gonna hopefully manifest something this year. So
I love that. I love that. But tell her like let's talk that the great show because I've been wanting to talk about it on the show. I've been begging her to get into it so we could talk about it on the show. And then I'm like, I see you post about it, and when you post this or how you want to be on it, and I'm like, oh, I want to. I said the same thing too. I'm like, I've always been into the challenge. Remember MTV, the challenge. So I've always wanted to be in that type of competition show. So what got you into the Traders? Like, what is it that you like about the Traders?
actually, I was just flipping through the channels, and I was like, "What is these like people?" Well, number one, I'm a big Phaedra fan. I love Phaedra.
Oh, wait, you like the Housewives?
I love Phaedra. Like Phaedra is my like to this day. People tell when I get upset, some stuff that comes out of my mouth sounds like everybody like you
Every
sound.
song kills.
Oh, and they're like like the South. Like I said, the Southern part comes out of me, so I relate to how she's saying certain things and what she means by it. So I
Love
saw
her.
an image of her on
Mm.
there, and I was like, "What is this?" And I saw that there was already another season, and the first season. And so I saw the first season with Siri, and I think that's her name, right? Seriously,
I didn't even watch season 1. I got
think
into
that's
season
right.
2.
Season 1 is like, so when I went to, sorry, Siri just started talking. Season 1, once I started from episode 1, I've watched every single episode, even the Australia's version. Like
Oh,
it's
there's other versions.
Yeah,
I
it's
didn't know that.
originally from the UK.
Australia one is that.
Oh,
Yeah. If you're watching the one right now, I would say go watch the other two because there's so many twists and turns that happen that you're like,
What intrigued me was the fact that the housewives and like Bravo celebrities was there, because if they weren't there, I wouldn't have given it the time of day. But yeah, I'm excited. I like a lot of the people that are on there.
yeah,
I love
same.
PT,
Yeah.
Castle's daddy.
Yeah.
I want Phaedra to win.
I do
really
too.
want Phaedra to win.
But at the end, when she did that whole like, I'm gonna play this game back, when she flipped the script back on them on that one episode when she was in there, I said, like, I was screaming at her. I was like, no. I was like, I knew she was gonna come out. I was waiting. I was like, she playing it too safe. Bring it. And then at the end, she did what I wanted. I was like, now Phaedra's in the game now.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. When the meme that you seen, was it the not Ekansu one?
Oh,
was it not Ekansu?
I
didn't have to say that.
That was like, yeah. So, but this one's good. That one's good because it's a lot of the celebrities, but the other two are mixed. So it's celebrities and regular.
And like
that's what I heard.
People.
Yeah, so they get to like kind of see the people that they adore and love, but they're actually on the cast with them now. So it's crazy how.
Another show I'm manifesting to be on, and I keep trying. The Circle, but
me too.
You too.
I love someone that I follow on social media that we're cool. You know how you have those people that you cool on social media, but you never met in real life.
Yeah.
Acquaintance.
Yeah, and so like one of the people that I know actually was on the Circle. I've seen him when he came on. He was on this. I've talked to him several times. Like Oliver Twix, when he was on there, he had like the half like black and white.
I'll have to see. There's 5 seasons.
I think he was on the season with the girl with the sign language.
Oh, okay.
We came at the end, but yeah, we talked like a couple of times on there. But when I saw him on there, I was like, yo, what in the world? Like, so yeah, listen. This is the year that we're gonna get on these shows.
Right.
The only show I would want to get on is anything that has to do with music, like music trivia.
Well, we've been close to some game shows, but timing. We've been close to like casting and stuff, and I need to wrangle people together. But like you said in one of your stories recently, timing is everything, and I truly believe in that. For you, how is like you said, you're a man of God, so am I. Like, how is it really having to be like, Lord, I'll just timing and just wait for things to happen, because it could be hard.
Yeah, it is very hard. I don't think people understand how much work and effort it takes, and some things ain't for everybody. You got to know what stuff is for you and what's not for you, and it's okay that certain stuff isn't for you. Like I tell people all the time, like my path is not going to be the same as your path. Like, stop trying to copy my life plan and you following it. You're not living then. You know what I'm saying? You over here trying, like a lot of people, like I said, social media has messed, it's good, but messed so many people up that, like, yeah, you follow your dreams, but at the same time, be smart about it. Like, don't, you know what I'm saying? Don't go broke, sit over. Like, that's not everybody's story. Everybody's not walking in broke. Like, everybody wants to, but it's just a time. I had to understand that it's okay if something's not given to me at that moment, because I do believe in that phrase where it's like maybe it's just delayed. It's not denied to you. It's just a delayed factor in this moment, So
absolutely. So you interviewed many people. You've had people on your covers, and today we are putting your test with this little game that I have. Who's that baby? The rules are basically, like I said, you've had celebs on either your cover or you've interviewed them, and I'm going to show you a picture of them as a baby, and you have to guess who they are. Melanie, you could help him out if he gets a little stumped. All right, you ready?
Melly, you're gonna be helping me a lot.
All right. Let's go with the first one. Who's that baby?
Oh my god. Give me a clue.
That's I'm gonna be funny when I say this, and I hope you don't ever get mad at me. The two people I'm gonna say two people, and I might be even wrong. Wait, no,
You got any help?
is that Robert? Okay, I'm gonna throw. That's the horn.
That is Jay Holiday.
I was thinking.
Oh, you should have just said like.
Oh, okay.
Ben.
It was people like that was on the show too.
People that you had on the show on the magazine cover.
Okay, got you. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, Jay, there you go, Jay Holiday. All right, next.
Oh, that's really good like him.
All right, next. Who's that baby / kid?
Angie Stone.
Yes. There you go. You got a little clap for that.
Girl.
All right, next. Who's that? Again, more baby kid.
Oh, Robert Rashad.
Yes. Fine man. Who's that baby?
Oh, Bobby Valentino.
There you go. All right, he's getting them down. All right, who's that baby?
That got to be Tito Jackson, I'm guessing.
You're right. You got it.
You just a black and white picture.
Right. No offense. But
and last but not least, who's that baby?
Jasmine Guy.
Yes. There you go. You got it. You said missing.
I miss.
Oh, there you go. That wasn't so bad. What is it that you see next for the man? Not only Snuff Magazine, but for you yourself, Levar, Ramzie, Kemp. What do you see? What's next for you? What are some goals and things you have for people to look out? I know you also have merch as well that you guys sell. So what's next for you? What can we look forward to? The people listening, watching.
Well, there's a lot. I'm a person that I believe in like monthly, yearly, bi-weekly income. Like that's me. But what's next is I've been working on it for a while, and some other people have been working with me. My children's book, it's been in the works for the longest. It's actually just like a little life story about me, but it's in a little character. It's called The Industry Kid. Hopefully it'll be out this year. We got like, I want to have like a little merch to give with them. So we're working on these socks so kids can put on their socks and read the little book while they're reading it.
That's adorable.
Please let me know when that happens, because I will definitely support, because I work with kids, and yes, so I would definitely,
We're working on that. And then a lot of people, I've left from this passion for a little bit, but I am working on a documentary on colorism. And that's like my biggest passion. And we're praying, because we're working on the money right now it takes a lot of money to put stuff like that together. We're praying to hopefully that it maybe one day gets an Emmy. That's one of my big dreams too, to have an Emmy in my hand. So that's what I would love to get, just to go back into working into film and actually producing stuff and making stuff happen. Because there's a short film that I want to do, and a documentary that I've been having in the vault for a while. And I just haven't, like you said, when it's the right time, and I just haven't felt like it's the right time to put it out. And then you gotta look at your audience too. Like, it might not be time for these people to hear certain things,
Mm-hmm.
I think that it's time for that conversation to happen. But it's in the man's perspective of colorism. I think a lot of times females are always talked about in that area. So we're working on that. And it's not the typical side of colorism. There's a lot of twists that happens with it. You'll see, I can give like a hint on it. I talk about basically my father is, we always play around with it, but my father is like a chocolate black. He's like a tire black. That's how my dad is. We say that all the time. And I just remember being outside and like I'm like standing outside in the sun, like I want to be like get darker, like come on, let's go. Like what's and my dad's like, no, it's not gonna happen, kid. Like that's just like that's not how that works, you know. And I'm just like trying to be, you know, dark because I believe like black is beautiful, you know what I'm saying? Like that's always been my thing. And so I'm telling my perspective of it, and then one of my best friend, he's a darker shade, and he's like tearing light skinned people up, but I don't know this because we're in two different rooms talking about it. And it starts merging the stories together, and it ends like it talks about colorism and how people perceive each other, but that's not how our friendship is. And so I was behind the scenes because we already did like a little clip of it, and I was behind the scenes watching it, and I was like, that's what you think of me? Like, oh my god, like it was, but it broke me down a certain way, and it broke him down a certain way, because when you shoot something, you're speaking from your heart. Like in reality shows, you say stuff and it's on camera. That's it. Like it's on there now. Like you can't after it. So you now got to explain yourself.
Don't blame it on the edit.
Yeah. So that's a little project we're working on. So we done like the little short clips of it. But we just, we're looking at it to put it in like a bigger production. And
I love this. I am so like you're talking and I'm like drawn in. I'm definitely interested in that because we do hear about colorism a lot. And like you said, we hear it more from the woman's perspective. For example, if you're a reality TV fan, I think colorism has touched a lot on Real Housewives of Potomac. They've had a lot of colorism discussions and stuff. Basketball Wives as well, a few seasons ago as well, which was very interesting. So, but from like you just explained from a male's perspective, it just the concept of your documentary, like you did it with your friend, very interesting. So definitely would love to see that, and hopefully when it's all ready to release, you come back and we could talk about that because definitely sounds.
From a Hispanic standpoint,
oh yes,
because very big topic.
Yeah,
it's something I teach my kids too. They're younger, and I already see they're middle schoolers, and I already see the ways of the world poisoning. Sinking in, and I have to, I be giving them advice and talk about it because I see it, and like you said, like, even within the Hispanics, the different shades. I see it. It's like, wow, this is crazy. They're already starting to, as I say, get poisoned by the world, society, unfortunately. But we need more documentaries like that. Ramzie, thank you so much for your time. We don't want to keep you too long because you have so much going on. The documentary, we'd love to hear more about that. Where could the people support you? The merch, all that stuff, watch you, subscribe, follow. Where could they go?
So everybody, my personal one is at the Ramster06. That's my personal one. And then of course for Snub Magazine is at Snub Magazine, and make sure you put the number 3 after before the D. I shouldn't say it like that, but before the D. All right. And I saw on all platforms. As far as the merch that we have, we're launching our Black on Black, our snapbacks that we brought out. We did the little clip of it recently, and we got a lot of response on that. We had different color ones, and they were sold out, but the Black on Black ones, everybody's just feeling those. So I guess we got to get some more because already on the pre-sale, we've already sold all the pre-sales, and that was just dropped yesterday. So I'm gonna work on pulling some more stuff. So you'll be seeing that merch soon. So just look on your social media, Instagram, Facebook, and all platforms.
Make sure to follow him. We'll definitely be sharing his stuff as well on our Instagram, on our stories. Melly, you have anything else?
Thank you so much for coming on. We really appreciate it. It was a great time to talk to you and get to know you and get to know your business. Also, definitely want to have you come back and we could talk about the traders.
Hey, maybe he'll be coming back talking about his experience on the trader.
Like we're praying for
the circle. Please be on the circle so I could watch it. The only time I watched like 2 or 3 episodes was when the Spice Girls was on.
Oh yeah.
Well, listen, thank you, Ramzie. Thank you guys for tuning in, watching, listening. We appreciate the support. You know where you can find us: Spotify, Apple, iHeart, all those good places. On YouTube every Wednesday live at 8 p.m. Thank you guys. We will see you next week with special guest cast member Nigel from For the Love of Doe season 2. So definitely tune in for that. See you guys next week. Adios.
Thank you for watching. Make sure to follow, like, share, subscribe, everything the Inner Circle podcast, and catch us every Wednesday live at 8 p.m. on YouTube and Facebook.